property investment. What are the basics? What does it take to buy the right house that will keep making you money? Hello, my name is Trudy, and towards the end of 2021, I discovered mindset and personal development. And as a result of discovering mindset and personal development, I also discovered property investment. And I'm currently using that as a strategy to lead me to the life that I desire, a life that I design, and a life that I am in control of and no one else. In my last 4 videos, I shared with you the mindset required to be successful at property investment and any kind of business venture that you might get yourself involved in. And I am learning, I am growing, and I am changing. And I would like you to come along and let's learn, grow, and change together. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my very first lessons when I enrolled on my property education and indeed what is now my property journey. I am going to be focusing on the 6 keys that you need to mess-free property investment using the buy to let strategy. But before I go into those 6 keys to mess-free property investment, I would like to stress the importance of you researching whatever strategy that you would like to use and actually investing in yourself and getting some proper education in that strategy so that you don't do things blindly. And when you invest in education and in yourself, you actually avoid mistakes and you get to where you want to be a lot quicker when you don't make mistakes. So don't take everything that I'm talking about as the end. Discover more by going out there and educating yourself as well. So what are the keys? The first key is capacity. If you're using the buy to let strategy, you've got to buy the right size house. And it's always advisable in the buy to let strategy to buy 3 or 4 bedroom houses instead of buying 1 or 2 bedroom apartments, because there's quite a high level of transience with 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, because when you have couples moving in and they then decide to have children, they would like to move to a bigger space. And when they do, you then have void periods, and you then, you're having estate agent fees to pay. Sometimes it could be that the property will need a bit of refurb, and by the time you've done all that, on average you're losing up to about £1,500 a year, which is quite a lot of money. And if you have, say, a few of one of those 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, that would be quite a lot of money that you're losing over time. So make sure that when you're buying using the buy to let strategy, you buy the right size house, and that right size house has to be a 3 or 4 bedroom house. And when you get people moving in, that most likely they will stay forever, and then you'll have money coming in your pocket forever without you ever having to look at voids and all that thing that comes when you buy 1 or 2 bedroom apartments. What's the second key? The second key is city. And what does that exactly mean? It doesn't actually, sometimes I think when we are doing property investment, we think that we've got to invest in the city where we are from, but that's not the case. For example, if you're from London, it's not wise to be investing in London for buy-to-let strategies because of the minimum margins for cash flow. Mortgages are very expensive, houses are very expensive in London. One house that you could buy in London, you could buy about 4 or 5 houses somewhere up north or somewhere. So always think about the city that you need to be investing in. What cities are best to invest in for that cash flow? Don't invest in places like London where there isn't that much cash flow, because the mortgages are so expensive. You're better off investing your money somewhere else where you can buy 5 houses and you have positive cash flow coming in from all those houses. And what is the key? What is key number 3? Key number 3 is capital growth. And what does that mean? look at the national average for capital growth. And when you're buying, in order to make sure that you have capital growth, make sure that you buy in a town or city. Make sure that you buy close to good schools. Make sure that you buy close to good transport networks, and make sure that you buy close to good road networks. And if you do, then whatever house you buy, you'll always have capital growth. You'll always have capital growth, and you'll never be in negative equity if you buy the right house that is in the right city, close to schools, close to good transport networks. What is the fourth key? The fourth key is cash flow. When you are buying for buy to let, using the buy to let strategy, you've got to make sure that you have positive cash flow. And how do you work that out? You've got to work out your mortgage payments. You've got to work out your maintenance costs. You've got to work out your letting agent fees, and then you've got to work out your insurance. I would like to explain a bit more about your mortgage payments and how you work that out. You need to make sure that you stress test your mortgage payments. So for example, currently interest rates are on average about 6.5%, and that's not the England, but the Bank of England best rate. It's just what the banks are currently offering. So when you're working out, or when you're stress testing your properties, you've got to use what the banks are offering and add on a 1.5%. So if they say on average banks are offering 6.5% currently, you add on 1.5%, which makes it 8%. So when you're then working out your mortgage payments for the next 5 years, you need to be working them out at the 8% and not the 6.5%. And when you do, that shields you against any future interest increases. And that's why so many landlords are currently in a lot of trouble, because they've not stress tested their properties. Make sure when you buy your house, you stress test it. Make sure that it will stand the test of time when those interest rates start going up. What is the fifth key? The fifth key is check. Before you buy your house, your buy to let house, make sure that check that it's going to rent. There's no point buying a house that is not going to rent. There's no point buying a house that you're going to struggle to rent. And how do you check that your house is going to rent? Post it on Facebook Marketplace and make sure you get at least 10 replies. If you get less than 10 replies, walk away from the house. But if you get more than 10 replies, then you know that you'll never struggle to rent the house, that you'll have people queuing to rent your house instead of you trying to hunt for people to come and rent the house off you. And what is the last key? The last key is contingency. Contingency. Always make sure that when you invest, you leave 4.2% of the money you've invested as a contingency fund. And when you do that, your investments will be looking after themselves in times of emergencies and in times of hardship. And if you do that, you'll then be successful at property investment, and you'll never have to you'll never have to draw money from other investments to look after this one that you've just made. So anytime you invest, make sure you have a contingency fund. Make sure 4.2% of what you're investing is put aside as a contingency fund to look after your investment when times of hardships come. Just to summarize, what do you need to be successful? What are the 6 keys that you need to mess-free property investment? It's capacity, city, capital growth, positive cash flow. Do those checks before you buy a house, and make sure you have a contingency fund. Thank you everybody for watching my video today. I would like to encourage you to like, to subscribe and share, and please send me your comments, send me your suggestions, ask me questions, because I would really love to hear from you. Thank you everybody for watching, and in my next video I'll be sharing with you the 4 profit wonders to property investment. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.